Here we're asked to factor each binomial. Now, factoring binomials really quick before we just dive into it, there's only a couple things that we can do to factor a binomial. The first would be check for greatest common factors. That's what we do no matter what we are working with. So, any binomial, trinomial, whatever, we do greatest common factor. The next thing for a binomial is that we look for the difference of squares. Now, if that's not there, we can look then for a difference of cubes. It's another thing we may have learned from Algebra 2, which has a very specific equation that if it comes up, I'll show you. And then there is the sum of cubes. And to my knowledge, I think that's all we've taught you as far as factoring binomials. So let's go with that as our kind of our thing that we're going to look at and see if we can answer all these by using that. So first one here looks like I have a greatest common factor of x. So I'm going to pull that out, and I got 2x plus 5. Remember, greatest common factor, I'm seeing the thing that goes into both of those, the largest thing, pulling that out, and then whatever's left over stays in parentheses. This, what's left in the parentheses, is none of these things here, so that's as factored as it gets. Next one gets a little bit trickier because I'm going to pull out a 3 first because I see that there's a 3 in both of those. Then I'm looking at the x's, and the greatest common factor there is going to be x. I look at the y's, and the greatest common factor there is going to be y cubed. Now let's see what is left over. So I pulled out a 3, so that's going to be gone. I pulled out 1x, so we got that. I pulled out 3y, so that's going to be y squared. Then I pulled out a 3 from here, so we got 3. And then I took away the x and the y cubed, so that is all we have left. So I pulled out that greatest common factor, and there we go for our final answer. Last one here, I don't know why they're making me do 17s. My 17s tables are not my best things, but I know that 17 goes into 34. So I'm going to pull out that 17. And then I'm going to look at the x's. Greatest common factor there is x cubed. Look at the y's. Greatest common factor there is just y. For this one, I took out 17. I took out x cubed. I took out y. So all that is left is just 1. I took out 17, which 34 divided by 17 is 2. I took out 3 of the x's, and I took out 1 of the y's. Sorry, I'm running out of room here, but I got my final answer here of 17x cubed y times 1 minus 2xy. So on all these, we were just doing greatest common factor. We don't have any of our other special binomials.